Never save money. That was the most shocking advice my grandfather ever gave me. Not to sound wise, but because he paid for that lesson with years of struggle. In a quiet farming village there lived an old man everyone called lazy. He worked nowhere. He spent his days under a giant tree speaking about dreams that never came. One day I'll open a shop. One day I'll buy land. One day life will change. But one day never arrived. His wife sighed. Dreams don't feed families. Work does. Years passed. Life became harder. One night his thin barefoot grandson whispered softly, "Grandpa, hey, do we have bread?" The cupboard was empty. Silence filled the room. That night the old man didn't sleep. Dreams could not be eaten. The next morning, swallowing his pride, he went to work in the fields as a laborer. The sun burned his back. His hands cracked. Every day felt like a chain tightening around him. He came home exhausted. They ate beans and 2 tortillas. Nothing more. Money came and disappeared. Medicine took some. Food took the rest. Nothing stayed. One day in the village shop he heard someone say, "If you save money you are safe." Those words stayed in his heart. That night he found a big glass jar and hid it under the bed. Each week, after buying only what they desperately needed, he dropped coins inside. The sound of coins felt like hope. The boy asked, "What is this, Grandpa?" He smiled proudly, "Our tomorrow." But saving had a price. He did not buy new shoes. Food became less. Plates were never full. His wife finally said, "What good is saving if we stay hungry?" He didn't look up. "Someday you'll understand." Months passed. The jar filled. One day he proudly carried it to the market. "I want 3 sacks of corn," he said. The seller counted the money and shook his head. Prices went up. "This only buys 1.5. The old man froze. Time had stolen the value of his money. That night he poured the coins onto the table and counted again and again. They never grew. The boy whispered, "Then what is the use of saving?" The old man had no answer. Days darkened. Food shrank. Strength faded. Hope was slipping away. Until one morning he saw neighbors walking calmly with bottles of milk and baskets of eggs. They weren't rich, but they weren't afraid. He suddenly remembered something his grandson once said long ago. "Grandpa, what if we buy chickens?" This time he listened. He took the last of their money and bought a few thin chickens. When he let them loose, the boy laughed and ran after them. "Now we have our own egg factory." At first there was only 1 egg. Then 2. They ate some. They sold some. With that money, they bought another chicken. Then another. He wrote everything in a notebook. Every egg mattered. Soon the yard was full of life and sound. Neighbors came to buy eggs. Laughter returned to their home. Hope returned to their lives. One afternoon, the old man held an egg quietly in his hand and whispered, "This is worth more than a jar of coins. It feeds us. It grows. It does not lose value." The boy hugged him and said, "Grandpa, you're not lazy anymore." Tears filled his eyes. "No, my child. I finally learned." The jar stayed forgotten under the bed. And whenever someone proudly talked about saving money, the old man simply pointed to his chickens and said, "Saving money is like trying to hold water in your hands. It always slips away. Don't let money sleep. Make it work. Even if you start small." Moral of the story: saving money doesn't make you rich. Making money grow does. Invest in skills. Invest in ideas. Invest in opportunities. Don't just save. Build. Create. Grow. If this story touched your heart, remember, transformation starts with one small step. Don't wait for one day. Start today. Like this story, share it with someone who needs hope and subscribe for more life-changing stories. Because sometimes one story can change a life.